The Municipal Council meeting for Tuesday, September 19th, 2017 to order. I ask you to stand and join in and salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. And just a reminder to please turn off your phone or similar electronic device or mute it so that it does not interfere with our broadcast to other parts of the city. Thank you. Let's see. There are no minutes to approve this evening. There are no public hearings because today is election day and the primary. If you're watching at home and you have not yet voted, you have an hour to get to the polls and vote. So we're going to go right into the reading of the mayor's communication.
September 19th, 2017. Dear Municipal Councilors, I respectfully submit a communication from City Auditor Deborah Gould requesting to close Fund 3218 Biofilters. On May 17th, 2016, your honorable body voted to fund the Biofilters project from wastewater retained earnings in the amount of $200,000 for the construction of the biofilters. On March 15, 2016, your honorable body voted to fund the design in the amount of $38,900. The auditing department has been notified by wastewater superintendent that this project is complete. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body transfer the remaining balance of $42,846.72 in Fund 3218 biofilters from account 3218 $599,000 biofilters other financing uses to account wastewater enterprise fund other financing sources. This transaction will close the biofilter fund and will increase the equity in the wastewater enterprise fund. Copies in your packets.
Public Works Committee, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from City Auditor Deborah Gould requesting to close Fund 3212 Rutledge Drive Lift Station. On June 4th, 2013, your honorable body voted to fund the Rutledge Drive lift station from wastewater retained earnings in the amount of $99,000. The auditing department has been notified by wastewater superintendent that this project is complete. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body to transfer the remaining balance of $15,449.92 in Fund 3212 Rutledge Drive lift station from Rutledge Drive Lift Station other financing uses to Wastewater Enterprise Fund other financing sources. This transaction will close the Rutledge Drive Lift Station Fund. It will increase the equity in the Wastewater Enterprise Fund. Copies in your packets.
Capital Improvements and City Development Committee, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from City Auditor Deborah Gould requesting to close Fund 3216 Brownell Street Sewers. On June 16, 2015, your honorable body voted to fund the Brownell Street Sewers project from wastewater certified retained earnings in the amount of $125,000. The auditing department has been notified by wastewater superintendent that this project is complete. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body transfer the remaining balance of $74,169.87 to Fund 3216 Brownell Street Sewers from account Brownell Street Sewers other financing uses to account Wastewater Enterprise Fund other financing sources. This transaction will close the Brownell Street Sewers Fund and will increase the equity in the Wastewater Enterprise Fund. Copies in your packets.
Capital Improvements and City Development Committee, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from City Auditor Deborah Gould regarding the completed police renovation project. On July 17, 2014, your honorable body appropriated funds for the purchasing and installing toilets in the cells at the police department. Chief Hegney has informed the accounting department that the work associated with this project has been completed. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body transfer $5,670.60 from account General Fund Continuing Appropriation Police Renovation to account General Fund Continuing Appropriation Other Financing Uses, and to further transfer from account General Fund Continuing Appropriation Other Financing Uses to account General Fund Other Financing Sources. Copies in your package.
Public Safety and Emergency Management Committee, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from City Auditor Deborah Gould regarding the completed Hoppin Hill Dam and Seawall Repair Project. On November 4th, 2014, your honorable body authorized funds for the Hoppin Hill Dam and Seawall Repair Project and authorized the expenditure of a grant for the same project on October 21st, 2014. The Water Department has notified the Auditing Department that the project is complete and all outstanding liabilities have been paid. Additionally, the city issued a long-term debt for the project in March of 2016. The unissued authorized amount of debt associated with this project is $15,285. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body that $15,285 of the debt authorized in vote number 14 from November 4th, 2014, for the purpose of construction costs of the Hoppin Hill Dam Reservoir, or Fund 3315, be rescinded as the project is complete. Copies in your packets.
Budget and Appropriations Committee, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from Acting Water Superintendent Paul Kennedy regarding the need to pay distribution for certification license for a Water Department employee from fiscal year 2017. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body transfer $70 from account Water Enterprise Fund Special Licenses to account Water Enterprise Fund Bills from previous years. Copies in your packets.
Public Works Committee, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from Superintendent of Schools David Sawyer regarding the donation of an engineering plotter from PARE Corporation in Foxborough with an estimated value of $1,500. In accordance with Section 1-12 of the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro, I hereby request your honorable body to accept this generous donation to the City of Attleboro. Copies in your packets.
City Property and Claims Committee, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from Chief of Police Kyle P. Hegney regarding the need for funds to purchase a cell phone forensic software and hardware package. The Police Department has become aware of a special promotional purchase opportunity through Sustine Inc., which will provide funds to purchase this package called Secure View 4. The total cost of this mobile forensic data software system is $7,995. This promotional opportunity is only being offered to 320 law enforcement agencies nationwide. The promotional offer is non-competitive and is being issued on a first-come, first-served basis. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body transfer $7,995 from account Citywide Reserve Fund for transfer to account Police Software. Upon approval, the available balance in the Reserve Fund for transfer will be $244,472.67. Copies in your packet.
Public Safety and Emergency Management Committee, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from City Auditor Deborah Gould regarding the completed East and West Wells at Wading River project and a request to fund the construction of the water main for the Route 95 project. The East and West Wells at Wading River was a project funded through multiple council votes, including a loan authorization of $4,900,000 on December 16, 2014. On March 18, 2015, a bond sold by the city included $4,233,458 for this authorization. The balance of the authorized unissued debt in the amount of $666,542 was rescinded by a vote of the Honorable Municipal Council on June 23, 2015. The Accounting Department has been notified by the Water Department that the project has been completed. At this time, there remains $268,804.16 in Fund 3314 East and West Wells at Wading River. The city treasurer has been consulted, and the remaining bond proceeds in Fund 3314 East and West Wells at Wading River can be utilized for the construction of the Route 95 water main work, as could the balance of the funds in the Hoppin Hill Dam and Seawall Repair Fund 3315, as the term of the loan for a water main project would be equal to or greater than those projects. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body to appropriate $268,804.16 from Fund East and West Wells at Wading River, other financing uses, to fund Route 95 mains, other financing sources, and to appropriate $65,214.48 from Hoppin Hill Dam and Seawall Repair, other financing uses, to fund Route 95 mains, other financing sources, to fund the construction of Route 95 water main project. Copies in your packets.
Budget and Appropriations Committee, please. And Councilor Hagan, this matter requires a public hearing. Would you like to call for a public hearing on October the 3rd?
If that fits into the schedule, President Cook.
It does. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. The motion is in order. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. That hearing will be on the 3rd. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
When will it be? October 3rd?
October 3rd.
Okay. I respectfully submit a communication from Library Director Joan Pilkington Smith regarding the need to replenish funds to 2 library accounts that were used to cover the unanticipated cost on the new fire panel system and the emergency repairs to the HVAC system. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body to transfer $13,663.63 from account Citywide Reserve Fund for transfer to the following: $3,850 to account Library Building Maintenance, $9,813.63 to Library Equipment Maintenance. Upon approval, the available balance in Reserve Fund for transfer will be $230,809.04. Copies in your packet.
Budget and Appropriations Committee, please.
Sincerely, Kevin J. Dumas, Mayor.
And I understand on the list of the change late today that there are no other communications.
There are no other communications.
Okay, so this time I entertain a motion to go into the committee of the whole.
Second.
Thank you. The motion's in order. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. We're in the committee of the whole. If there's anyone here who has business pertaining to the city that needs to be brought to the attention of the council, now would be the appropriate time. Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to arise.
Second.
Thank you. The motion is in order. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. And we are back to the regular schedule with committee reports. And tonight's committee reports, does anybody have any more motions to me, by the way, before I start this? I think I have them all. So we will begin with Councilor Delissio, please.
Thank you, President Cook. Reporting for ordinances, elections, legislative matters, there is no business to bring before the council tonight, but we'd like to call for meeting next week at the appropriate time.
Thank you. Councilor Hall.
To the Zoning and Land Use Committee, I do not have any business, but again, would like to call for a meeting at the next appropriate time. Meeting.
Thank you. Councilor Conti.
Thank you, Mr. President. Reporting for capital improvements and city development, we have a public hearing on the capital improvements plan, October 3rd. That was voted by the committee last week and the council last week. So I have no further business to bring before the council this evening, but we look forward to a meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. Councilor Craig.
Thank you, President Cook. I have 5 motions this evening for the Transportation and Traffic Committee. From the docket of June 27th, 2017, I move to adopt the following ordinance. Ordinance relative to multi-way stop signs be it ordained by the Municipal Council of the City of Attleboro as follows, that Section 10-4.12 multi-way stop signs, Chapter 10, motor vehicles and parking of the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro be hereby amended by adding the following in the proper alphabetical order: Gregory Drive and Essex.
Second.
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
Yes, I would need to, we discussed this previously, that it was new business that was brought in by Councilor Hegney. It's been vetted completely through the Traffic Study Commission. This particular stop sign was approved due to the limited sight vision on Gregory, and I have photographs and things like that if anyone has any further questions, but I hope for the support of the council.
Thank you. Are there any other concerns or comments? Hearing none, this matter requires a roll call vote, and the vote will begin with Councilor Delissio.
Mr. Delissio.
Yes.
Ms. Hall.
Yes.
Mr. Conti.
Yes.
Mrs. Parika.
Yes.
Vice President Denley.
Yes.
Ms. Hegney.
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds.
Yes.
Mr. Cooper.
Yes.
Ms. Jackson.
Yes.
Mr. Blair.
Yes.
President Cook.
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
From the docket of June 20th, 2017, I move to strike the following item from the docket of June 20th, 2017, a letter from Gerald F. Chase, 48 Neck Rock Road, Attleboro, Mass., regarding the missing 30-mile-per-hour sign on Oak Hill Avenue that has been missing for months.
Second.
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments?
Solely that the sign has been replaced.
Okay. Any other concerns or comments? Hearing none, this matter requires a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion passes.
Thank you, President Cook.
You're welcome.
From the docket of February 7th, 2017, I move to strike the following item from the docket of February 7th, 2017, for further study and recommendation for streetlights to be installed along Commerce Way.
Second.
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments?
It is my understanding that the streetlights have been installed on Commerce Way.
There is light.
So Councilor Delissio brought this in as new business, and as he has just said, there is light.
Very
So
good.
we could remove that from my docket.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other concerns or comments? Hearing none, this matter also requires a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes.
Thank you very much. From the docket of December 20th, 2016, I move to strike the following item from the docket of December 20th, 2016, that no parking signs be placed in front of the Greek Orthodox Church on 6th Park Avenue during services on Saturday and Sunday.
Second.
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
We discussed this last week during committee. However, I think it's important to just note that, you know, again, Councilor Delicio brought this business into the council. We went round and round at the Traffic Study Commission. Mr. Delicio and his guests from the Greek Orthodox Church came and we had a very long discussion with regards to this, and it's unfortunate, but there was really not a whole lot that we could do to assist them during their service time. And so at this time, it would be appropriate to strike it.
Thank you. Any other concerns or comments? Hearing on this matter also requires a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And finally, from the docket of September 15th, 2015, I move to strike the following item from the docket of September 15th, 2017, Section 10-5.11, prohibited for time-limited parking by adding a new Section F pertaining to weekday parking restrictions on Harvard Street. F, no person shall park a vehicle between the hours of 6 a.m. through 8 a.m. and between the hours of 2 p.m. through 3 p.m. on any day except Saturday and Sunday and legal holidays during the regular bishop fee and school years on the following streets or parts thereof. That prohibited for time-limited no parking signs be posted on Harvard Street inbound easterly from North Avenue on the south side of Harvard to the end of the street where it meets the gate on Bishop Fian property.
Second.
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
Yes, I'm elated to be able to strike this piece of business off of my docket, hopefully with the support of the council. I have spoken with the residents. I have spoken with the president of Bishop Fian, and it took a little bit of time for everyone to get accustomed to the new way of life down there, but it appears to be running smoothly. If there are problems in the future, I'm very confident that the individuals who live in the neighborhood, as well as the president of Bishop Fian, will be able to work it out. And I actually had an opportunity to speak to Tim Sullivan the other evening, and he was thrilled to be able to see this and has pledged his continued support to be able to correct anything that, if other problems pop up, that he'll be able to. He's happy to manage it, just put it that way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other concerns or comments? Hearing none, this matter requires a voice vote also. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes.
Thank you very much. And President Cook, if you'll allow me for just a moment, there was some discussion in my committee meeting last week, both mine and Mr. Delicio's, with regards to Bugle Club Road and the definitions of what the sundown was, and I happen to have that, if you would allow me to read that during my...
Is that lengthy or?
No, it's just from the ordinance, it's a sentence. So it just, I've had people, we're just making it so everybody knows exactly what this means. When we added the sundown clause, it says, Bugle Club, according to the ordinance, this is what we approved and put into the ordinance. There's restricted parking on Bugle Club Road, both sides of the entire street, including the cul-de-sac, through January 1st, 2018, with mandatory council review at the second regular meeting of September. So that's what we're talking about. So again, it'll be something that'll come up during my committee meeting next week. This is what could technically be called our second regular meeting. It is something, again, that we're working on. I have meetings scheduled for this week to kind of come up with a few ideas, but I just wanted to make that clear to us here, because we were questioning, we didn't know, and to the people at home.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President Cook, I appreciate that.
Thank you. Vice President Denley.
Thank you, President Cook.
I didn't call for a committee
Oh,
meeting.
I'm sorry. I thought you did.
That concludes the business for traffic and transportation for this evening, and would like to call for a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. Now, Vice President Denley.
Thank you, President Cook. Reporting for the Committee on Licenses for the last time. Until there is the November election, Mrs. Parika is going to take over as license chair for me. I'll miss you all. With that said, I have no business tonight, and I'd like to call for a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. Councilor Hagan.
Reporting for budget and appropriations from the docket of September 19th, 2017. I move to approve the request of the mayor to accept the following language that was provided by bond counsel. ordered that the city votes to supplement each prior order of this council that authorizes the borrowing of money to pay costs of capital projects to provide that, in accordance with Chapter 44, Section 20 of the general laws, the premium received by the city upon the sale of any bonds or notes thereunder, less any such premium applied to the payment of the costs of issuance of such bonds or notes, may be applied to pay project costs, and the amount authorized to be borrowed for each such project shall be reduced by the amount of any such premium so applied. This vote would allow the premiums associated with the orders listed below in compliance with the statute. Read in committee, Mr. President.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you for the second. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
As we talked about it in committee last week, and it came down from the city treasurer, and other councilors had also mentioned that some of the laws will be changing because of the Modernization Act that had gone through, so other things that will be coming down, and we've already actually seen them in other aspects. So we did talk about it at length in committee.
Thank you. Any other concerns or comments? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote beginning with Councilor Blair.
Mr. Blair.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Ms. Jackson.
Yes.
Mr. Cooper.
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds.
Yes.
Ms. Agney.
Yes.
Vice President Denley.
Yes.
Mrs. Parika.
Yes.
Conti.
Yes.
Ms. Hall.
Yes.
Mr. Lucio.
Yes.
President Cook.
Yes.
11 yeas, no nays.
The motion passes.
From the docket of September 19th, 2017, I move to approve the request of the mayor to transfer $4,201.66 from account Reading Committee, Citywide Reserve Fund for transfer to account Reading Committee, Recreation Supplies Equipment to purchase a skid sprayer to assist with spraying for broadleaf weeds and crabgrass.
Second.
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
As we talked about it in committee, Mr. Walsh is a very frugal department head, and he does go through and sometimes he does have an appropriation that needs to be approved by us. And this is something that I will be supporting.
Thank you. Any other concerns or comments? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote beginning with Councilor Delicio.
Mr. Lucio.
Yes.
Ms. Hall.
Yes.
Mr. Conti.
Yes.
Mrs. Parika.
Yes.
Vice President Denley.
Yes.
Ms. Agney.
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds.
Yes.
Mr. Cooper.
Yes.
Ms. Jackson.
Yes.
Mr. Blair.
Yes.
President Cook.
Yes. 11
yeas, 0 nays.
The motion passes.
In my last motion,
Okay.
Is,
And this is the one involving the assessor's office?
so, Mr. President, I'm asking if I may be excused.
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
So let the record show that Councilor Conti is abstaining from the vote due to financial interest in the matter and a conflict, as he has done in the past. He's not voted on this particular item, so he's not participating in the discussion or the vote and has left the chambers. Thank you. You may proceed.
great. From the docket of September 5th, 2017, I move to approve the request of the mayor to transfer $19,000 from account Citywide Reserve Fund for transfer to account Assessors Reevaluation to pay for the work necessary to complete the fiscal year 2018 maintenance and interim adjustment of real property.
Second.
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
We invited, and I say we, the committee and the council, invited the city assessor to come in, and I always say, instead of me just regurgitating out information, let's have them come down, hear it right from what their statements are, and everyone here can have a chance to ask questions. As always, thank you for asking the questions, and that's another thing. If anyone does have a question, as we did have Stan come down, please let me know, and if there's ever a time I invite anyone, if you have questions, let me know. I can always help out in any way. Okay?
Thank you. Are there any other concerns or comments? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote beginning with Councilor Blair.
Mr. Blair.
Yes.
Ms. Jackson.
Yes.
Mr. Cooper.
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds.
Yes.
Ms. Agney.
Yes.
Vice President Denley.
Yes.
Mrs. Parika.
Yes.
Ms. Hall.
Yes.
Mr. Lucio.
Yes.
President Cook.
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays.
The motion passes.
Thank you very much, and I just want to say good luck, Jeremy, too. And I know sometimes we've had contentious issues, but also friends on the side, too.
Absolutely.
So good luck with you and Stephen.
Thank you.
And that's all I have for the Committee on Budget and Appropriations, and call for a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. Councilor Reynolds.
Thank you, President Cook.
You're welcome.
Reporting for the City Property and Claims Committee, I have 5 motions this evening. From the docket of September 19th, 2017, I move to approve the request of the mayor in accordance with Section 1-12 of the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro to accept the donation of $500 in Stop and Shop gift certificates from the Attleboro Elks Lodge 1014.
Second?
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
No, I think we spoke about it last time, that we're just thrilled that we get these kinds of donations that do help out the veterans.
Thank you. Any other concerns or comments? Hearing none, this matter requires a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion passes.
From the docket of September 19th, 2017, I move to approve the request of the mayor in accordance with Section 1-12 of the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro to accept the donation of $100 in Attleboro Farmers Market's gift certificates from the Board of Directors of the Attleboro Farmers Market.
Second?
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
I just want to thank Councilor Parika for this gift. I think it's pretty generous of the farmers market. They work really hard down there, and $100 is a lot coming from the farmers market because all of them, it's sparse, the kind of income these people have. So just to thank you.
Thank you. Any other concerns or comments? Hearing none, this matter requires a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion passes.
From the docket of September 19th, 2017, I move to approve the request of the mayor to declare the following school property as surplus and available for disposition: 245 Hill Robert library books. They are obsolete and/or poor condition.
Second?
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Any other concerns or comments? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, beginning with Councilor Delicio.
Mr. Delissio.
Yes.
Ms. Hall.
Yes.
Mr. Conti.
Yes.
Mrs. Parika.
Yes.
Vice President Denley.
Yes.
Ms. Hagney.
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds.
Yes.
Mr. Cooper.
Yes.
Ms. Jackson.
Yes.
Mr. Blair.
Yes.
President Cook.
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
The motion passes.
From the docket of September 19th, 2017, I move to approve the request of the mayor in accordance with Section 1-12 of the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro to accept the donation of 3 pieces of office furniture from Sensata Technologies with a combined estimated value between $10,000 and $15,000.
Second?
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
No.
Okay. Any additional concerns or comments? Hearing none, this matter will also be a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes.
From the docket of September 5th, 2017, I move in accordance with Section 1-12 of the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro to approve the mayor's request to accept the donation of $300 in Stop and Shop gift certificates from the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post Number 115 of Attleboro's gifts to the City of Attleboro.
Second?
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
Again, I think we spoke about this at the last committee meeting, but we're just very appreciative of the types of donations that we get for our veterans.
Thank you. Any other concerns or comments? Hearing none, again, this is a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
And that is all the business I have this evening for my committee, and would like to call a committee meeting at the next appropriate time for city property and claims.
Thank you. Councilor Cooper.
Thank you. Reporting for Personnel and Human Services. From the docket of September 19th, 2017, I move to approve the request of the mayor to transfer $4,058.36 from account Citywide Reserve Fund for transfer to Council on Aging salary to fund a temporary increase in an employee's hours to provide additional administrative support, with several programs being provided to the seniors of Attleboro.
Second?
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
No, we discussed this last week in committee.
Thank you. Any other concerns or comments? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, beginning with Councilor Blair.
Mr. Blair.
Yes.
Ms. Jackson.
Yes.
Mr. Cooper.
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds.
Yes.
Ms. Hagney.
Yes.
Vice President Denley.
Yes.
Mrs. Parika.
Yes.
Mr. Conti.
Yes.
Ms. Hall.
Yes.
Mr. Delissio.
Yes.
President Cook.
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
The motion passes.
From the docket of September 5th, 2017, I move in accordance with Section 1-12 of the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro to approve the request of the mayor to accept the donation of 294 Blu-ray DVDs from John Duffy with an estimated value of $4,410, 1,134 slimline security cases for DVDs from the Wellesley Public Library with an estimated value of $5,670, and a children's kitchen set with play utensils and food for the Children's Room Public Library at the A.J. Slover with an estimated value of $100 as gifts to the City of Attleboro.
Second?
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
No, pretty self-explanatory. The only thing I would say is thank you to everyone that made the donation.
Very good, thank you. Any other concerns
you.
or comments? Hearing none, this matter requires a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. That concludes the business for Personnel and Human Services, but call for a committee meeting next week at the appropriate time.
Thank you. Councilor Jackson?
Oh, wait, 1 second.
yes.
Next week, I do have a guest that was confirmed,
Right.
that was moved, so if we could,
We've already taken care of it.
perfect, thank
It's already
you.
set up.
Thank you.
Okay. Councilor Jackson?
Thank you, Mr. President. Reporting for Public Works Committee from the docket of September 5th, 2017. I move to approve the petition from National Grid to install 35-foot Class 3 pole, strut guy and anchor with an 8-foot lead across from pole 7293 Dennis Street, pole to be labeled pole 7293-84.
Second.
Thank you.
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
We had a public hearing on this. There was no one here to speak against. We did have a representative from National Grid to speak as well. No questions were posed, so no, I have no comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other concerns or comments? Hearing none, this matter requires a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you, Mr. President, and I'd like to just address Mr. Vice President. I wish you all the best in your new venture, you and your husband. Have a great, great life way up in New Hampshire. Don't ever forget to come back down here to Attleboro, and I hope you make Stephen to continually call you Mr. Vice President.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Councilor Blair?
Reporting for Public Safety Emergency Management from the docket of September 19, 2017. I move to approve the request of the mayor in accordance with Chapter 1, Section 12 of the revised ordinance of the City of Attleboro to allow the police department to expend approximately $12,000 from the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security, Highway Safety Division, through FY 2018 Traffic Enforcement Grant as specified within the perimeters of that grant, and also to approve any further grant amendments.
Second.
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
It just that, I think we discussed it last week, but that's to allow the police department to get extra force out on the road for traffic enforcement, sidewalk infractions and crosswalks and whatnot.
Okay. Thank you. Are there any other concerns or comments? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote beginning with Councilor Delicio.
Mr. Delicio.
Yes.
Ms. Hall.
Yes.
Mr. Conti.
Yes.
Mrs. Parika.
Yes.
Vice President Denley.
Yes.
Ms. Hagney.
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds.
Yes.
Mr. Cooper.
Yes.
Ms. Jackson.
Yes.
Mr. Blair.
Yes.
President Cook.
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes.
Thank you. I have no other business for Public Safety Emergency Management this evening. I would request a committee meeting next week at the appropriate time.
Thank you. There is no old business, but there are two items of new business. The first one is this being presented by Mr. Delicio or Ms. Reynolds? Okay, Councilor Delicio, I recognize you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I move that the following item be referred to the appropriate committee for a second recommendation. A survey of the land at 11 Rossman Avenue, South Attleboro, Mass. Be done in order to determine the property lines. The resident claims the city paved over his property decades ago.
Second.
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
Yes, so the resident reached out to me over the summer, and I had an opportunity to go down with DPW Superintendent Lance Hill, take a look at it. It does look as though the city years and they did indeed pave over their property as the residents getting ready to think about selling over the next several years. He just wants to make sure that he has all his ducks in a row, and that if he's missing out on property, he would obviously like it back. So this is just a survey to see what's what and get that ball rolling one way or another. And I asked Ms. Reynolds to sponsor it with me, where she is the ward counselor, and I thank you for your support on this, Ms. Reynolds.
Thank you.
Anything you'd like to add, or?
No, I think Jay's got it all under control.
Fine, thank you. Any other concerns or comments? Hearing none, this is a voice vote, obviously. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We're going to refer that to the Public Works Committee.
Thank you, President Cook.
And lastly, Councilor Jackson, you have a new business item also?
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the following item be referred to the appropriate committee for study and recommendation. To amend Section 9-7.1 No political rally, religious meeting, speech, or lecture shall be held or delivered in any public square, street, or way unless a permit therefore has been granted by the mayor and recorded by the city clerk. The police chief shall be notified of any such permit. 2, to amend section 12-3.2 requires that a request for a permit to use any city park or rec area for political purposes, the request for a permit must be submitted 60 days in advance.
Second.
Thank you. The motion is in order. Are there any comments, please?
Thank you. Yes, I had been contacted by a constituent, and there was an article in the paper with regards to a rally and how she would go about getting a permit. And she was concerned about that, and she asked if I would bring this out. I spoke with Mr. Delicio just a little bit, assuming that it's going to go into ordinances, of course. And I'll put him in contact with her.
Okay. Thank you. Any other concerns or comments? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. I am going to refer that to the Ordinance, Elections, and Legislative Matters Committee. And again, that does conclude the business for this evening. But again, as Vice President Denley had mentioned at the beginning, this is his final meeting. So I just want to thank you on behalf of the council, on behalf of myself, for all of your work over these last few years to your ward, and also to the city, to the council, and also during this term in your position as Vice President. Wishing Steve the best in the future.
Thank you, President Cook.
You're most welcome. So that said, I would now at this point entertain a motion to, unless there's something that you would like to say?
You're gonna second it. So go ahead.
You get the last second,
You get the
though.
last second.
Second.
The motion is in order. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We are adjourned at 7:30.
Like, what do they want from me?
6.